Hey everybody, it's Friday. Lawrence Prezman here, the Prez. Stoppage Time, one of my favorite shows. I get to hang out with three awesome dudes. Nick Borrman, at Borrman00, Carmine Bianco, at Carmine Bianco WT, and of course the Irishman, Kevin Dolan, the Sports Wolf 83. Welcome everybody, and nothing gives me more pleasure than doing these shows in a live environment in the chat room with a bunch of people that I feel like are part of our family. Brian Watson, Mike D, Elray, Zekin, Jake, Tim. Nice to have all of you guys, and just really, really love the support that the show is getting. And Carm, a lot of that has to do with you. The show is your idea. You even send me the format of the show, including how to pronounce words that I can't pronounce. So how are you, Carmine Bianco?
Yeah, sorry, your audio cut out there for a second. But listen, you do a fantastic job of hosting. You keep the three of us in line with your comments, which we absolutely enjoy. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Well,
the good news is both you and I are getting a new internet service provider soon. Right now you're frozen on the screen, but your audio is perfect. But yeah, you got some people coming in on Saturday. We're moving to dedicated ISP lines. The shows should be much smoother. Kevin Dolan, what's going on in Ireland? Do you want to start the show off with one of your really bad jokes?
Sure. My wife ordered a limo last week, and it arrived without a driver. I can't believe I spent $300 with nothing to show for it. Nick gets it. Oh yeah, there we go.
Limo driver. I right over my head, man. But I did just wake up. Nick, do you want to explain that really bad joke to us?
The chauffeur, no chauffeur to drive the car, nothing to chauffeur it. You know.
Oh my god, a stupid pun. Oh, dude, that is terrible. Shaker, nice to see you. What's up? Christopher DeWitt, Loopy, nice to have you with us. Nick, you want to...
You know who Loopy is?
What, Carm?
You know who Loopy is? Dave Noble.
Well, we love Dave Noble.
Yeah, we sure do.
Nick Borrman, what's up with you, bro?
Well, I don't know if I should be sharing this on air, but I got an appointment right after this. Wife is ovulating. I'm on the clock. I have business to take care of, so let's make sure we're right on point. I have a strict appointment right after the show.
See no reason why you can't combine both.
I guess maybe that would boost the ratings. I'm not sure if that's a good.
I mean, I'm thinking, Nick. I'm thinking that while Kevin and Carmine are taking apart a game, you could just disappear for 30 seconds and come right back, slide right in. There's a nice pun for you.
More than enough time. More than enough time. But listen, this is a lot of pressure. You know, the first time that happened, it wasn't really on a schedule like this. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I might not show up, if you know what I mean.
Nick, the only thing you have to remember, okay, this is very important. When you get to where you got to go, take your penalties like Napoli did and not Juventus. All right.
Well said.
And you'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Nobody needs to picture any of this. Kev, nice mug, bro.
Yes, Marco gave it to me over in Las Vegas in February. So, yeah, nice one.
Okay, boys, stoppage time. We're talking soccer. We got a promo for everybody. Same promo we ran on Wednesday. It was very successful. We kept it going. Get $20 off of 1 week of our 4 soccer guys, Kevin, Carmine, Nick Borrman, and of course Pavlos. $49 for the week, guys. $7 a day. Use the promo code REDCARD20. And I think offhand, Nick, you might be the guy to buy because you're sucking so bad over the last few days that the turn is about to come, right?
It's ebb and flow. I couldn't miss a play for 4 weeks, and now I can't hit one for the last 2 weeks. So it's got to turn back around the other way, right? I agree.
Yeah. So how are you doing, Kev?
Yeah, I've had a really good week so far. 4-0 in the week. plus 14.33%. So, yeah, I'm happy. I've got 3 players up for tonight, so expecting another, good weekend.
Excellent stuff. Carmine Bianco, I know you're losing your shit. You had a 3-0 day stolen from you. What's going on with you?
Yeah, 4-0 day. I think a couple of us were on that Red Bull Leipzig game where they coughed up a 2-0 lead, and that would have been a 4-0 day for me. And then like a 1-1 day where there was like a 96th minute goal by Alaves. And Nick and I were on that. If you remember, we gave out Alaves. So I gave them out to win 1-0 at plus 850. And they're up 1-0, and the guy put up 6 minutes of extra time, injury time, and they score in the 96th minute to win 2-0. And that really sucks because it killed half of my total because I had under 2.5, but it also killed that exact result of 1-0. But things are turning around, starting to heat up now, and I've got a big card today, another one tomorrow, and then a 5% play on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to knock on wood, which should be a good week and weekend.
Guys, if you break a soccer game down in, let's say, 5-minute segments, how come it feels, maybe I'm wrong here, but it feels like there are more goals scored in that extra time from a per capita 5-minute percentage, whatever, than any other time in the game? Can anybody explain why that is?
Well, I'll go quickly. If you need a goal, it doesn't seem like they come. But there's some teams, some very skilled teams like a Dortmund, who score a lot of goals in the last 15 minutes or so. These skilled teams just wear you down. When you have 65 to 70% ball possession, that means that other team is chasing for a good portion of the game, and you eventually break them down if you really want to score. So it's one of those things. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against. But we have selective memory at times, and we remember the ones that go against us more so than the ones that help us.
Yeah, well said. Guys, really quick, Zekin wants to know if you're betting a Norwich Southampton live. Andrew McGuinness, who does an outstanding job hosting the Korean baseball show, 4 p.m. Eastern every day, Monday to Friday. He's killing it, Andrew. I am so proud of that guy. Early 20s, ambitious as hell, working his butt off. I shout out to Andrew. But he wants to know first half under looks with the EPL early on as teams settle back in. Nick, let's go. Norwich, Southampton live. You betting it?
Well, that would require me to be paying attention to the game. I always want to, if I'm going to live bet it, I got to be kind of watching the action more so than not. So no, I don't plan on live betting this particular one just because we're live right now and it's on right now. And I passed on the full game, but it's one of those games where, both teams are going to be looking for points. Norwich is bottom of the table. They absolutely need points, and they need them in a hurry. So the urgency is going to be on their side. Southampton was playing better. I mean, coming back, I think we've all noticed that the games start off slow. So unders first half probably is the way to go. And if you are going to live bet it, maybe, I don't know if you can get it still for just the first half side of it, but that probably would be the way to play it. But I can't really recommend it if I'm not watching the game. I don't know what's happening in the first, 9 minutes so far.
Okay, just a quick yes or no, Kevin and Carmine. Are you betting this game?
Yeah,
I know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I have a play on this game already up, so yeah.
Well, what has it started?
Yeah.
So what's the play?
8th minute right now.
It's under 2.75.
Yes. And Carm, you're not betting it either.
No, I do have a bet on it. I have I had the over in this game. I just figured Norwich need the points. They started the season off with a very quick tempoed team and scoring with Pookie up front. That's not an affectionate term. That's his actual name. And I just figure that they need the points. They're going to come out. And by looks of the game so far, through 9 minutes, they're going up and down the field. They're not finishing yet, but I'm still expecting some goals. So
excellent stuff. Okay, let's go, boys. 4 leagues in action: Spain, England, Germany, and Italy. Kevin, we're going to go to you first. Biggest Bundesliga game of the weekend. Red Bull Leipzig, they welcome Dortmund. Give us a breakdown of this game and how you're betting it. And remember, you're being judged.
Well, look, I mean, if this was mid-season, this is easily one of the biggest games in European football. Like Dortmund at Leipzig, goals, two of the best attacking teams, in the league. But where we are right now in terms of the league, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. So, I mean, usually I'd come on here, talk about stats, talk about trends, all that stuff. But I'm going to turn this into a bit of a Ralph Michaels section. I'm going to do a bit of a TNA. So I'm going to give you one of the best angles actually in European soccer. It's been profitable for 6 straight seasons. It's something that the listeners can use themselves, and it's so simple. And all it is like in the Bundesliga, if you take 2 of the best teams, so in the Bundesliga top 5, both of these teams, the criteria for this play, for this angle to kick in, is both teams have to have win percentages above 50%. So in the Bundesliga, that's the top 5 teams. When they play each other, if you just back the underdog, that's how simple this angle is. If you just back the underdog when 2 of the top teams play, you've made a pile of money over the last 6 seasons. Over 6 seasons, as I said, this doesn't always work. It's just an angle. Didn't work in the Bayern Munich Dortmund game a few weeks ago. But if you've done this over the past 6 seasons, the numbers, Bundesliga, 136 times this has come up. You're plus 48.21 units. That's a 35.45% ROI. Any handicapper is going to take that in terms of, overall winning percentage. So that's when the top teams play each other, back the underdog. So, does that mean that applies to Dortmund in this game? They're the underdog going in. Now, does that mean that I'm going to play this game? Probably not. Because, look, Dortmund are in dream crusher mode right now. They have been ever since Bayern took the title off them. You might look at the Paderborn game. On the surface, they won 6-1. But, if you watch that game, they hadn't scored a goal in the first half in that game. They look completely bereft of ideas. They just don't look like the same team. On the flip side, could you trust Leipzig? 5 straight draws at home. Potentially Leipzig could leapfrog Dortmund now on goal difference. But, this is a game I'm going to stay away from. Look, you don't bet on systems and angles like the one I've just said. You use them to either back up a theory. If you like Dortmund, you might like Dortmund more now. If you like Leipzig, that might be just enough to put you off the play. But that's such a strong angle that I could only look at Dortmund plus the quarter goal in this. That's what I like in this game, Dortmund plus 0.2.
He's Kevin Dolan, at the Sportswolf 83. You can find him at wagertalk.com. You can get a week of his plays for $49. Use the promo code REDCARD20, and it's applicable to all our soccer guys. Carmine Bianco, a red card, yellow card, or no card on Kevin?
Yeah, no card. It's a tough game because you just don't know the headspace of the teams. Both teams are going to make the Champions League. So here's the thing: is they're looking ahead to what they have. Dortmund's looking ahead to what they've got. But you have a team like Red Bull, as he mentioned, that just haven't been playing well at home since the restart. And then their best player, Timo Werner, he essentially was going to play the next couple games for Leipzig, and then he's leaving. He's going to Chelsea. And once this season is over, and he'll actually be playing for Chelsea the remainder of the EPL season. So, and their one game that they have left in Champions League, because they've got to play Bayern Munich, and they're down 3-0 in that heading into. But they lose one of their best players now. So and Red Bull's in the Champions League, so it's a whole headspace thing. Is how does that team now adjust to their best player leaving, and they have a Champions League game. So it's one of those games where I'm just going to stay away from it because you just have no clue how these teams are going to approach the game or even feel about it.
Nick, just go.
Yeah,
Sarah,
I
just
know.
leave.
It's long. I'm sorry.
Like, you got babies to make. Just your wife is literally standing there going, come on, Nick, come on. Like, come on. I'm on the clock, Nick. And Nick's like sitting there going, 20 more minutes, 20 more minutes. Nick, go. We can do the show without you.
No, come on. I got to be here. I want to be here.
Okay, red card, yellow card, or no card?
this helps me mentally prepare by not thinking about the pressure.
Well, it will give you more staying power. I understand that, but in this environment, you need less staying power.
Fair enough.
This one is not a pleasurable one. This one is work. So, okay.
Quick opinion on this is similar. I personally am not going to be playing this game. If I did choose a side, though, I would probably go Leipzig, only because Dortmund is qualified for the Champions League. Leipzig still needs to get a result here in the final two games to necessarily qualify. I mean, they could qualify without a result, but they still – I mean, Gladbach's only 4 points back and Leverkusen's only 3 points back. So if they lose, and those two teams go win-win, I mean, they could be out. So they need to get a result. They need to do something. They haven't been good at home, as Kevin pointed out, so it is tough to play that. But Dortmund lost 0-2 at home to Mainz in their last game. They didn't look that good. They didn't look like they were pressing that hard to try to win that game. I was really disappointed in that. I thought they were going to come out and try to, just end the season strong because this is all they have left to play. But I don't know. I kind of lost my interest with them. So, again, not a big game for me. I would probably go Leipzig, though, if I was going to choose it.
So that sounds like a red card to me. Where is it, man?
I would say yellow. It's just a slight disagreement.
Is that a file? Is that one of the file folders that you're sneaking in as a yellow card?
I had to rip something off to get it in, yes.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We love having you all here. We're doing EPL right now. Merseyside Derby, Liverton. Yeah, baby. Look at the stains under my arms. It's the Liverton matchup, Carm.
Liverpool, Everton, yeah.
Yeah, Liverton. Dude, it does not say who's doing this game. You are obviously not thinking clearly
Nick
when
is.
emailing to me, but I'm going to guess Nick because he put his hand up. So, Nick, it's the Liverton game. Talk to me.
I think we should trademark that name for the Merseyside Derby. Is now the Liverton game. I like it.
It just came right out like it flowed so beautifully.
I haven't heard it before. I think it sticks. I'm going to use it.
Okay.
So right now, Liverpool -1 goal on the road is the line, and the total sit at 2 3/4. Listen, we all know Liverpool is going to win this thing. It's not even a case, point, or argument of anything against that. Not this game, but I mean the league. But this particular series is tough, and Everton plays Liverpool very tough when they go when they're playing at home. So this one is, I can't imagine picking anything but Everton +1. I mean, you could look at all the results you want this season and say, well, Liverpool's the better team, clearly, and they should win this game, maybe. But if they do, I don't think it's going to be by more than a goal. So I'm thinking kind of worst case is a push. In the last 7 visits to Everton, Liverpool has just one win, and that was by 1 goal. And the last 5 have all stayed under the total as well. The last 2 years, they've both been 0-0. So you can just see Everton's a team that just really plays Liverpool tough. And remember, before the pause here, Liverpool, which is weird to say, was slipping a little bit. They were knocked out of the Champions League by Atletico Madrid. They had a chance in that second leg, and they were up, and they went into extra time, and they got beat. And they were knocked out of the FA Cup by Chelsea. They didn't field the best team for that, but still. And then they lost their first Premier League game of the season, 0-2 at Watford. So they were slipping up a little bit. Everton, again, this is a team. They're in that weird spot where they're safe from relegation. They could make a push for the Europa League, but honestly, the 5 teams that are in front of them, I mean, you got United, you got Tottenham, you got Wolves. It's unlikely they're going to get up there. So they're kind of in that weird, we're just going to play the season out situation. But in a derby like this, don't expect that to be the case. Expect a big fight from Everton. It would mean more if the fans were in the stands. I mean, you could even make an argument to take Everton to win. But I think +1, Everton at home here. Again, I think worst case is a push. I think they're going to play Liverpool tough and keep this close.
Awesome, man. Carmine, what card you giving him?
Yeah, no card again. I agree with Nick. And while he doesn't have the same talent at Everton that he had at Napoli, the manager of Everton, Carlos Ancelotti, the Italian, he was the Napoli manager, I believe, when they beat Liverpool earlier this season in Champions League at home, not in Liverpool, but at home in Napoli. So, and then a disagreement, he left, and he took over the job at thing. So he knows his team. He's familiar with Liverpool. He knows what he needs to do formation-wise to slow this team down, and let's see if he does it. I'll take the plus goal as well.
Kevin Dolan, thoughts?
Small yellow card. I would definitely be on the Liverpool side of this play. I would likely buy the line down to minus 0.75. I think it's at least a 1-0 win to Liverpool. I'd be looking. I do agree with Nick on the under, though. I think the under's the more likely play. I can see Liverpool winning this 2-0. Ancelotti, I just don't think he's got the defensive, nuance to stop this Liverpool team. So, and especially with yes, it's a big derby, but there's no fans in the stadium. I just definitely see Liverpool winning this game.
Okay, so now we've taken apart the Liverton game. A couple of questions that we want to respond to. CS, thanks for the kind words, brother. Let me tell you, we miss doing puck time more than you miss watching it. And as far as when it's coming back, well, that's in the hands of Gary Bettman and a whole lot of politicians. But I will tell you that Andrew is, again, because he has got so much damn initiative, working on some soccer betting advice shows that he's going to be doing with Koken and Carm. Soccer, I mean hockey, just overall like how to look at betting the playoffs and getting you all ready. So we do have some stuff coming soon, but Puck Time will not be back until hockey is back. As for Christopher DeWitt, now that the big leagues are back, do you guys still look at the smaller leagues like Belarus or only focus on the big ones? And Kev, Belarus, South Korea, et cetera, are you still looking at all of those?
No, look, I've only got so many, hours in the day. So the only kind of small, well, it's not particularly small, but I'm still focusing on Portugal. But that outside of the top 5, that's the only one I have any time to handicap. Yeah, South Korea, Belarus.
Carm?
I have no time for them anymore.
I'll actually give it to my clients as 2% plays. If I'm putting enough time in it to bet them myself, then I'm comfortable enough to at least give them out to long-term clients as a 2% play, so they're on it as well too.
Okay, and Nick?
I'll have a few of them up, probably as a free play here or there, but probably going to be done with them as well going forward for client plays.
Let's look at Serie A. Carm, it's your turn, brother.
Yes, Serie A.
Serie A.
Let me hear the team names, please.
Team names. Interdoria.
Okay, Inter Sampdoria.
Sampdoria.
Yes, look, hey,
I love the sound of that. It's so beautiful, romantic.
I even went down yesterday down to downtown Toronto to my favorite soccer guy. Is a store called Ital Sports, and picked up, as you can see it, my Juventus mask. So I'll be wearing this at the patio on the face. He's got other teams
to
as well
celebrate
too,
their loss.
Yeah. If I'll put a link in when the show is up later. If anyone wants to order them, he's got tons of teams, even Lazio. Anyways,
this
as
show
far
brought
as this,
to you by
it's
Carmine's friend who sells masks.
Yeah. Anyways, it's the restart. Oh God, it's the restart of Serie A this weekend. There's been a couple games or 3 games played. Those were all the Coppa Italia games. Inter played one of them. They played Leg 2 at Napoli. They drew that game 1-1 and then lost on aggregate because so obviously they've got a game under their belts, which I think is valuable in this sense. But before the break, they had lost back-to-back games, which effectively I think knocked them out of the title race. They're in third, 9 points behind Juve with a game in hand. And I just don't see Juventus and Lazio, who are right up there, a point behind Juve, dropping many points from here on out. They're playing very well, those teams, before the break. Inter's got a solid record at home. They're 7 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss, 23-10, a goal differential. But they're taking on a Sampdoria side. You know what I mean? Again, I look at sometimes new managers and how they change that team up. They weren't great on the road. 3 wins, 1 draw, 7 losses. They're in the relegation battle, which means they're going to be scrapping for points. And you've got Claudio Ranieri coaching them. And if anybody doesn't know who he is, he's the guy who turned Leicester City at 5,000 to 1 into a team that won the EPL title. So he knows how to mold a team. And I think they're going to give Inter a hard time. I don't want to lay a goal and a half here with Inter. 1 is the most I'd want to lay it because of that, I'm actually looking at the total. I think this is one of those ones where the total right now is 2.75. So that's like a split line of 2, 2.5, and 3. And you'll know by my picks the last few shows where I've taken some unders. They're unders where there's a team that's battling towards the end of the season, a relegation battle. They just play a tighter defensive game. They just want to steal a point. Yeah. Stealing a point here for Sampdoria is the same as a win. Trust me, they're battling with 4 other teams within that relegation spot, those last 2 relegation spots. They're trying to avoid it. Picking up points against the top 6 team on the road is essentially a win. So I'm going to go with under 2.75 here. I know with Inter, they got guys like Lukaku and Martinez up front, and those guys can score. But Martinez has been in a slump. 6 games, he hasn't scored, and it's the transfer rumors. There's so many rumors of him being moved and not knowing where he's going, and sometimes this really screws with a guy's head, and it seems to have done so towards the last 6 games before the break. So I could see a 1-0 Inter win here. So I'm going to take under 2.75 here.
Kevin, real quick, red card, yellow card, no card.
No card sounds like I have no opinion on the game.
Okay, so, good. Yeah. Then don't give one. Nick?
No card for me as well. I think it'll be a slow game, at least to start. So maybe also look to take this under in the first half. Sometimes that second half, maybe as they start to get legs, could open up a little bit more. So I agree. I like the under in this one. I'm just going to play a little bit on the first half.
One more segment left, the consensus pick of the week. But before we do that, we are introducing a brand new segment to the show that none of these 3 guys know about. It's called the Luis Suarez Award. We will give it out every Friday to the player who did the stupidest thing in the last week.
Okay.
So, Kevin, with no notice whatsoever, who would you give the Luis Suarez Award to?
David Luiz.
What did he do?
He completely ruined Arsenal's chances in the game in midweek against Manchester City.
Okay.
He gave away a penalty. He gave away the first goal. So, yeah, no, it's got to be him.
Carmine?
That's actually... I think that's unbeatable. So I'm going to go off the field, and I'm going to say the person who runs the goal line technology for the EPL. In that first game that finished 0-0, Sheffield actually scored a goal. The goalie carried the ball into the net, and goal line technology is supposed to signal a goal to the ref, to his wrist or wherever it is, and didn't do so. And the game finished 0-0, and Sheffield was robbed of 3 points.
And Nick.
Yeah, I was on that game. Thanks. I'll go with Alves's goalkeeper, Pacheco Flores, who handled the ball outside of his box in the first game back. Something you just never see, in the middle of the season. But first game back, he didn't know where the hell he was in the field. It's a rare red card you see, but that was pretty boneheaded. They lost 0-2 to the bottom team in the table after that.
There you go. Our first ever Luis Suarez Award. Consensus pick of the week. It's the Gladderborn game. And we're going with Gladbach minus 1.75 against Paderborn, which sounds like a place that I want to go skiing at. I mean, where are you going, Prez? I'm going to Paderborn. Get some pow. Anyway, Carm, you guys all agree on this game. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where a different meaning to both games. It means nothing to Paderborn. They lost 1-0 last week to Union Berlin. They're relegated. They're done. They're going to finish in last. They're heading down to Bundesliga 2 next season. Mönchengladbach, or a point back of Leverkusen, really need the win for a Champions League spot to stay in the race with 2 games left. They're missing, as Nick will tell you, they're missing a couple players, but they were missing last week as well too, and they came away with a very good, handy win. I'm going to lay the price with Gladbach on the road.
Nick and Kevin, any quick points in regards to that game? Because we know you've already discussed it and you already all agree.
Just so the listeners know that, like as Carm said, we are aware Thuram and Plie are missing for Gladbach here, but they're deep enough. They have the reason to play this game. Paderborn probably just going to show up on the field the next 2 games without much care. I wouldn't go big on this. I'd rather see us at a minus 1.5 than the split line, but I just can't see anything but Gladbach winning this one pretty easily.
Kev?
Yeah, no, same. I think, I wouldn't go big, but like I definitely think there's a difference between like, you've still got a chance to survive, even though technically they were out. But Paderborn effectively are out now. When that hits, again, little bit of a dream crusher. They know they're going down. So I think Gladbach need the win here, and they've, especially with Leverkusen having that tricky trip to Hertha Berlin on Saturday. So,
yep.
Awesome stuff, boys. What do you think we just keep Kev and Nick on the show for the next 2 hours?
Or let's give them a GoPro cam.
Yeah. Last question. Any thoughts on Barcelona game today? Line has moved in favor of Barca. Jake Horwitz asked that question, and then we obviously have some idiot who's in the chat room trying to advertise. Yeah, that's really working. Oh, look at that. 2 idiots in the chat room trying to advertise. Well, at least you're in the chat room, so welcome. Carm?
Yeah, I wish I had switched over my account so I could block these guys and just get rid of them. Those are scam sites, everyone. These guys are scam artists, so stay away from those. As far as the Barca one, okay, I got rid of them.
Oh, that was you?
As far as the Barca thing,
good job, Carm.
I switched over just in time, so it was either me or somebody else at Wager Talk.
Okay, Barca, let's go.
Listen,
Nick's got things to do.
I get it, and hopefully Barca scores like Nick will later. I'm gonna play Barca. Sevilla is a good team, but Suarez is back, and we mentioned Suarez, so maybe it's a sign. Maybe he can take a bite out of Sevilla today, but I'm gonna go with Barca. I know the line moved a little bit, but they were minus 106, and I see them at about plus 115. So I think that's a little action moving towards Sevilla, but let's go Barca today.
Nick, Christopher DeWitt, awesome. Great show again, guys. Wishing Nick all the best for your performance after the show. In case anybody missed it, Nick is literally going to try make some babies like right after the show. He's on the clock. His wife actually interrupted the show with a, come on, let's go. Nick, do not play this show back to your wife. The females do not have this type of humor. It will not go over well.
I agree. I'm not going to show her the show. She may be listening outside the door right now. I hope not. But either way, it's time to perform. I got to go.
Oh, God. Boys, I love you all. Thanks so much. We'll see you Wednesday for Stoppage Time. Make sure to watch the Pony Pundits at 3 p.m. Eastern with Marco and Sig, horse racing. And then, of course, 4 p.m. Eastern, the Korean baseball show. Carm, anything I forgot?
No, Southampton just rang one off the crossbar. It would have been nice if that had gone in, but I'm in betting the over here at 2 right now still. So
okay,
you did a great show.
Be well, everybody.
Good luck, Nick.